Good morning, Volusia Flagler Fantasy Football League. It is me, myself, and we got Mr. ATLiens turning back time to a 2000s hip hop record. And up in the top left hand corner, hey, it's not time for you to talk yet, Doug, okay? In the top left hand corner, we have Stevie Wonder and Burt Reynolds' love child, Mr. Mud Dogs. How are you boys doing this evening? Or is it morning for some?
Yeah, I'm pitch black out here, but ATLiens is 90s rap, son. Get it right. This is the way back. This is before bombs were dropped on Baghdad. Outkast, like 1994.
Hell yeah. Doing well out here in H-Town. Just got in from happy hour and figured we go ahead and just fire this shit up.
Cheers, boys.
I tell you what, man. Let's stop messing around and just jump right on into the Week 10 picks. We're going to go ahead and fire this docket up this week with Tua legit, Tua quit, taking on Giselle's prenup. We've got Mr. Bowen, co-host here, trying to keep pace in the division. I like his matchup this week with Travis Etienne taking on Kansas City. Like I said, Etienne's been hot. Tom Brady at home taking on the Seattle Seahawks. I actually think this is going to be a decent matchup this week for Brady.
Actually, it's in Germany. It's in Germany this week.
Oh.
That's the Munich game.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then I take that back. Tom Brady's probably going to shit all over himself. And
probably right.
He's probably going to be strong for about 6.5, 7 points with the time change kicking in. Jumping across, looking at Mrs. Gailey's lineup. She's getting the 49ers back, George Kittle and Mr. Brandon Ayuk. So I'm looking for a rebound this week from Mrs. Gailey. But with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take Giselle's prenup with the stone cold lock of the week this week. What you say, Douglas?
I think you guys hit the nail on the head this morning about Travis Etienne just lighting the world on fire the last couple of weeks. As a Jags fan, loves to see it. I also like the matchup of terrible running backs, Najee Harris versus Jonathan Taylor. Just super disappointing this year. I'm going to go with Giselle's prenup just because Amanda's listening right now.
So, unlike both of you, I do not like Travis Etienne's matchup. Even though Kansas City's defense is kind of soft in places, Trevor Lawrence is going to have to try to keep pace with Patty Mahomes, and that's not going to happen. Unless Travis Etienne catches 10 balls out of the backfield for $120 with a tutty, I'm going to be in tough shape this week, I feel personally. With that being said, just because Amanda's listening, me by a point.
Sweep it. All right. Moving on, we have the Master Bader taking on Iron Smoke. Gonna start this one off on the Smoke side. Iron Smoke's got a lot of plus matchups across the board this week. And the two that I'm going to hone in on are going to be the Montgomery and Mostert matchups, taking on both the Lions and the Browns, which both of those teams have been pretty soft against the run this year. So I expect a couple of solid games out of Iron Smoke's tailbacks. Jumping over on the other side of the page here, for Master Bader. To me, oh man, Khalil Herbert again he's been stout for the past 4 to 6 weeks and coming on there for Lee. So with that, I'm gonna say I'm going to take Lee Van Leer by a safety late in this contest. What you say, Douglas?
Number one, fantastic name change. The Masturbator, much better than the Hit It Like a Bass. Number two, did Papa W purposely take Russell Wilson and Geno Smith? I like that. I like them at the same team. Interesting. I'm still waiting for Raheem Mostert to do something down in Miami. If you're looking top to bottom, I think Lee just clearly has a superior team. I mean, I'm looking averaging 108 points a matchup. That is pretty darn good. I think this is the Bader, not even close.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Lee as well. I don't know. I don't like the Khalil Herbert, David Montgomery thing going against each other. I don't know, man. I'd personally put somebody else in my flex spot. But other than that, I mean, I think Lee's going to pull away with a W here. Unless, Devontae Adams is going against Indy. Okay. So I think we need to put an asterisk next to any player, high caliber player that is playing against Indianapolis Colts the rest of the season. Devontae Adams could do the old 1-2 Joe Mixon this week too, man. You never know. But I'm going to take Lee as well. I'm going to take him by 10. It's not going to be a close one, I don't think.
All right.
Clip it, ship it.
There we go. Moving on, we've got the South Central LSU Mud Dogs taking on Aston TDs. And let me just start out by saying that I've got a bone to pick here with Anna on this one. I feel like this has been this is crazy to me, all right? The Mud Dogs have literally been minding their own damn business all season. We've been cruising right along, just churning out, W's left and right. And then all of a sudden, I got a matchup coming up this week with the president of Bills Mafia. And conveniently, it seems like Josh Allen is now all of a sudden questionable. So I feel like the fix is in right now. And I'm not liking it one bit. I'm sure Anna got on the freaking horn, called her people up in, upstate New York and was like, look, we need 17 on the pine this week. I don't give a fuck what y'all have to do. Get his ass out of that football game. So, with all that being said, I'm going to pick the upset this week. I'm going to say Aston TDs takes down the Mud Dogs. Talk to me, Douglas.
That's a bold play right there. Is that like a reverse psychology thing? Yeah, I think it definitely comes down to who does Josh Allen favor more this week, Stephon Diggs or Gabe Davis. I mean, you hate to see him turn his back on Stephon. But yeah, I mean, top to bottom, Mud Dogs just a better team. Y'all see too, Josh Allen, he's hurt, but he threw like the longest pass of the season this year across the NFL. I'm not sure what he's hurting over. I got Mud Dogs by a few.
Was that a few or a few hundred?
A few.
I still don't like her two running back approach, man. If she had a starting running back on any other team and Josh Allen doesn't play this week, I mean, let's not just talk about Josh Allen. Every one of your running backs is questionable right now. That could not end well for you, right? She's got to do something at running back. The rest of her team is decent. It's all dependent on what Josh Allen does. But I think this one's actually going to be close. I think this is going to be the closest one. But I can't I can't take her with 2 running backs on the same team, man. My dog's by 4.
All right.
A little quick tidbit, man. If you want a good laugh, check out Kadarius Toney's mugshot / profile pic, and tell me that dude hasn't killed somebody.
Hey, if you don't mind reminding the people, where did he go to college?
He went to the University of Florida.
Him and Aaron Hernandez chill, or too soon?
Makes sense.
No. The Aaron Hernandez School of Hard Knocks, baby.
All right.
That's tough.
Well, let's not run too far down that rabbit hole. Let's go ahead and jump on to the next one here. We've got Snitches Get Stitches taking on our guest co-host this week, the ATLiens. As I sit here and look at this box score, I feel like John Clayton has absolutely no chance in hell in winning this week. I mean, the ATLiens is looking like a Pro Bowl lineup over here. He gets Nick Chubb coming back off the bye, well rested. He's probably good for about 25 carries. I would say 2.25 and probably 3 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle has been completely unstoppable this year for the Dolphins, and he's going up with what I would consider to be a plus matchup against the Browns. And Cooper Kupp, you can't stop that dude. He's going to get his every week, man. I'm taking ATLiens big this week in this one.
That's the kiss of death right there. Yeah, I mean, I think John's team is a bunch of what ifs. I mean, Aaron Rodgers just not himself this year. Josh Jacobs looking pretty decent the last couple weeks. I just can't figure Las Vegas out, man. They should be a lot better than what they are. I mean, at least he's got Justin Jefferson up there. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, looking at John's points, he should have a few more W's than he does. I can't pick myself, so I'm going to give it to Clayton on this one by a point.
There's something in that Capri Sun, but there ain't no way. There ain't no way. There ain't
Tell him, baby.
There ain't no way, dude. Your team is terrifying. Okay? If Justin Fields keeps doing what he's doing, and then you got Mr. I like to walk into buildings with tinted windows coming back later in the season too. Your team is terrifying, dude. I mean, look at your team right now, and you have Mark Andrews and Chris Godwin on your bench. Like, what? No.
Bowen, have you ever assembled a roster that strong?
Yes, I did back in 2012. Actually, yeah. I can tell you that lineup like the back of my hand. That was my championship. And on paper, my team should have been this year, but number 1 pick. Back real quick though, before we move on and before Ryan slanders me, I just want to say something. Aaron Hernandez was my favorite tight end in New England. It wasn't Gronk. Let's move on.
Thank you.
That was a monster. Go ahead, Ryan. What do you got to say? Go ahead.
We assume you're taking Douglas in that one.
Oh, it's Douglas by a line. Listen, Clayton just needs to just shut shop down this week. Just pull everybody out. Stick them in his bench. It's not even going to be close.
So moving on, I feel like this is the one we've been kind of gearing up for, right? We've got Boot and Rally. We got Boot and Rally taking on Shane Falco and company. And I'm just going to speak for myself on this. I don't know about the two of y'all. I look at these two rosters, and I think extreme poverty when I see the two of these two teams, man. I mean, God bless. I really want to pull for Boot and Rally this week because I need him to really soften up Shane Falco and company for his big matchup against Cuzzo next week. So you would think I would be going with Boot and Rally. And on the flip side, I mean, I'm talking about my blood here. Benjamin, coming off that big win against Giselle's prenup, he's probably riding high, enjoying the week. But you know what? I'm going to take this one to end in a tie at 92, just because I love the two of these boys so much. What you say, Douglas?
Can't do that. Yeah, I'm super happy I ran into Boot and Rally when everyone was on a bye. I mean, all of a sudden that team is looking like a monster as well. I'm glad, or I should say, I'm super upset that Ben finally changed his name. I thought the J. Roger was going to sail for his entire career. Hopefully, the replacements is just that, and the ship comes back at some point. Yeah, I got to go Boot and Rally on this. I'm sorry, Ben. I know the campground/bowling alley is calling my name, but just can't do it for you this week.
Damn, dude, you sold out your bunkmate like that, dude. That is messed up. God, Northeast Georgia War Room just said, sorry, bud.
Your cousin, we talk once a week usually. But I haven't talked to him since Monday night. Well, I guess we could say Sunday, right? Weird. You would think he would call me and give me a little bit of shit, but nah.
That's the ultimate flex right there when you don't even call to talk shit the following week.
Patrick Mahomes is going to tear his ACL this weekend. Give me Boone and Rally by 35.
Damn. All right.
Wow.
Hermit's going to need Miss Piggy to take her to the bank, okay? Have a good day.
And on that note, that takes us to our 5-star matchup this week. We've got Smoking Joe Burrow taking on Sponsored by Blends. All right. I'm sitting here looking at these two rosters. Sponsored by Blends, man. He's going to have a tough matchup. Dalvin Cook taking on the Bills. I mean, I know the Bills defense has been strong this year, but their run defense has been kind of suspect. I like Kyle Pitts' matchup this week, taking on Carolina. Carolina has been absolutely just garbage. Christian Kirk has stayed hot this year, having a pretty strong season. He's got what I consider a plus matchup against KC because that game is going to, Jacksonville's going to have to score to keep pace with Pat Mahomes and company before he blows his ACL out. Jumping over, looking at Smoking Joe Burrow, I see some holes on this lineup this week. And to be quite honest with you, he's got a lot of guys on bye this week, man. So he may have to dig deep. I mean, hell, dude, he may have to hit that waiver wire. And I'm thinking he may even try to pick up Nancy Pelosi to try to start her ass this week in his lineup. So I tell you what, man, in the spirit of it being election week, I'm going to say in this matchup, the first team to crack 70 points is going to win this bitch. I'm going to take Sponsored by Blends late. 1 point. 71-70, baby.
Yeah, I think we talked about it earlier. I mean, this matchup is going to come down to who hits the waiver wire best in a matter of 5 hours. We'll know. Too many holes. I mean, both of these guys still have playoff aspirations, so Smoking Joe cannot sit back and let this one slip away. I think Clark comes through, pulls the rabbit out of his ass and lands a monster on the waiver wire this week. I think he gets all the way to 79 points with a win.
Listen, the Miami New England Bengals or whatever his team name is or should be, they're all not playing. Okay, they're not playing. He has fucking Marcus Mariota as a starting quarterback. I said a really bad word there. I'm sorry, but listen, that's not going to happen. No, Doug. Doug, I'm happy that you're here, but no, Smoking Joe is gonna get washed away. Sponsored by Blanton's. It's not going to be a high scoring affair, but 83-68. Give me
Well, he's got Mariota, but he's going up against Lawrence. They're both down there starting QBs.
If I were to give any advice right here, this is going to be Julio Jones week. Flip it and ship it. Get Pittman out of your lineup. Put Julio in. 2 tutties. 2 tutties, 90 yards.
17.
90 yards, 2 tutties.
Man, you guys just don't understand the love affair that exists between my brother-in-law and Julio Jones. I mean, this whole platform might just implode if he starts Julio Jones and he scores more than 10 points on a week.
Hear me out.
That never
happened. The league could be over.
Hear me out. If it happens, okay? That was my wing it call for the week. But if it happens, he needs to be on here next week. And we need to talk about it. If it doesn't, we'll wait till Thanksgiving. I'm off the whole week. We could push out 4 or 5 videos. But I'm telling you, Julio is going to come to play ball on Sunday in Germany.
Lord have mercy.
No way.
My iPad's telling me it's overheating right now, man. We may have to cut this shit short.
Hey.
I just love the Falcons game management. You draft Kyle Pitts, and then you don't throw him the ball. Smart.
Anywho, well, I just want to take a quick second and say thank you to the ATLiens, Mr. Douglas, for taking time out of his extremely busy social schedule to join Mr. Bowen and I on the chat this week. You got any parting shots, Douglas, before we let you go, man?
Man. Thanks for having me on. Love y'all.
How's the weather down there in Florida, Bowen?
When it's nothing. Like, I can't even make a joke about it. I'm so disappointed. Can't even make a joke about it. I'm going to tell you something, too, real quick. Everybody knows that I'm from New England, right? But I'm canceling that. I'm Florida man now, dude. These people came from up there, and they're freaking out. And they're making people like us have a bad day. Okay? This is party time for us. This isn't worry time. This is party time.
We got to get on the horn with Ronnie D, get the life back in order down there.
Listen. This isn't a time to be worrying about spark plugs and push start buttons on your generators. This is a time to make sure that your funnels are clean, your hoses are long, and your clamps are tight. Okay? With that, I'm good to go, Commish.
That's right.
Y'all have a good one. We'll see you next week.